about God, about religion. I like to share. And not only sharing my thoughts, I like to share the food that I eat. And I have invited Indians, Africans, colors, whites to my home. Priests, businessmen, ordinary men, invite them. I have invited dozens of white people to my home. Men and women. For meals and a chat. They enjoy my chat and they enjoy my food. Our food is exotic. You know, the Pakistani food. I don't know if you have tasted it. If you haven't, you must try. Our samosas. A lot of people don't know what a samosa is. Somebody, I think from Jeddah, he wrote to me, he says, look, man, on one of your talks, you're talking about samosas. What is this samosa, I said, look, when I come, I'll ask some Pakistani fellow to make some and he'll make you to eat it, to taste it, what it is. Exotic food. The other Indians meaning those who are Hindu, Tamils, Hindustanis, Telugus, they enjoy our food. The African enjoys our food. The white man enjoys our food. So they enjoy my talk and they enjoy my food. And they thank me profusely when they go. But no white man has ever called me to his house for a cup of tea in 40 years. Why? I ask them sometimes, point blank. I says, you people, don't you know how to reciprocate in your community? Do you ever reciprocate? Of course you do. Then how is it that no white man has ever called me to his house for a cup of tea? They meet me in the street. Subsequently, he says, how's the missus? It's very fine. Call me my regards to her. And how grateful he is for the lovely meal he had. But he doesn't say, what about coming and having a cup of tea with me? Bring the family down. He doesn't do that. Why not? And the reason is that in the back of his mind, he's thinking of me as a man of color. I am an Indian. I'm an inferior person. If I ever went to his home with my family, with our attire, the long trousers and the downy, the attire, the long dress and all that, and me with my funny headgear and my beard, I'm going and knocking at number 10 Downing Street, and there are people watering the garden, and the lady of the house, she opens the door, and she recognizes me. Oh, hello, Mr. Deedat, come in, come in. And people are watching, so look at her, how she welcomes this coolie, And I go inside and we sit down and we have a chat. 5 minutes goes to half an hour. So what's going on inside there? Is this Mr. Smith running a shebeen, brothel or something, selling liquor, illicit liquor? What? What's going on? So at the back of the mind, they're terrified. They have that feeling that they must reciprocate, but what will people say? And if I happen to be there, and if the man's brother-in-law comes along, he'll have to apologize for my presence. He says, this is Mr. Deedat. We went to his home, and him and his family, they gave us a wonderful time. All that he has to do. In other words, to excuse the reason for me being there. I'm not supposed to be there. But if it's another white man, that is Mr. Brown, hello, hello. So, this is Mr. White, hello, hello, so. But me, he has to explain why Deedat is there. What does it? Programming. It's a color conscious, even the priests, ministers, everybody is the same. Programming. We all get programmed, brainwashed into different attitudes. Laws have a tendency to change characters of people over a period of time. You have harsh laws, stern laws. Over a period, the people also become hard and stern, unforgiving. So between Moses and Jesus, by the time Jesus comes on the scene, the Jews had become hard-hearted. They had forgotten forgiveness. So they went for the letter of the law. A man was trying to chase the birds from the field with that old-fashioned sling. You remember the one that David used? And it damaged my eye. So I go to the judge, I said, look, this guy damaged my eye, I want to damage his. The man pleads. He said, look, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. It was an accident. Forgive me. I said, no, the law says an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. That's what the law says. So he said, look, I will compensate you. I'll give you a kid from the flock. I'll give you a heifer. Forgive me. I said, no, the law says an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. He has a right. That's the law. This is what Jesus finds among his people. They're going for the letter of the law and they're forgetting the spirit. So as a spiritual physician, he prescribes a remedy for the hard-heartedness, for going for the letter of the law and forgetting the spirit. He says, no, you must forgive, man, you must forgive. So how many times, Lord? So it's a 70 times 7. It means indefinitely. It's not to be taken literally. 70 times 7 means 490. You don't start counting. Look, this is the 5th time now. Huh? This is the 50th time now. You have wronged me. This is 450 times. No, you don't do that. In other words, indefinitely. Who's going to start counting 490, 749, 490? No. Forgive, forgive. Turn the other cheek. Beautiful, beautiful teaching for a certain sickness. You don't want to forgive. You don't want to forgive. He says, forgive, man, forgive. If a fellow strikes you in the right cheek, give him the other. If a man makes you to walk 1 mile, walk with him 2. If a man takes away your coat, give him your cloak also. Agree with thine adversary quickly, said Jesus, while thou art with him on the way, before he takes you before the magistrate and makes you to part with your last farthing. Beautiful teaching. For a sickness. If you haven't got that sickness, it's suicide. For the sickness, beautiful remedy. It is not as a tonic, it's not as a panacea. I have been telling my British people, you see, they have been ruling my people for over 100 years. So when I go there, I says, you know, you are good Christians. You know what you ought to have done? When Hitler wanted to invade Britain, you good Christians. Jesus says, turn the other cheek. Jesus said, if a man takes your coat, give him your cloak also. So your coat is your country and your cloak is your empire. You should have welcomed Hitler and his army. Said, come, take, man, you can have the empire as well. You can have Britain and you can have our empire as well. Take it. Good Christians. Why didn't you do it? So no, it's unnatural. It's unnatural. What you did was natural. You have to defend your person and your possession. And to extend your hostilities to a reasonable amount of satisfaction and retaliation. In the state of nature, everyone has a right to do that. What you did was natural. It was Islamic. But it's against the teachings of Jesus. You are not a good Christian. You are a hypocrite. You say you're following Christ, but you're actually following Muhammad. This is the teaching of Muhammad, that you must defend yourself with whatever you have. Your teaching was, give in, give in. If a man makes you to walk 1 mile, walk 2. How? So, you see, this is a remedy for a sickness. His teaching was, as he says himself, Jesus Christ, he is telling his people, the Jews, that he has come for the Jews. I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. I have only come for the Jews. That is what he says. The remedy is for the Jews, for their sickness, not for yours. I would be happy if the European world will practice what Jesus told them. Practice that. Turn the other cheek. Give your coat and your cloak also. Come, I want to see you do that. I want to see who does that. Which guy, which Christian, where? Impractical. Suicidal. But preaching sounds beautiful. You know, love, turning the other cheek. Where is that hypocrite who does that? There isn't. So the teaching, each prophet, according to the needs of his people, he prescribed a remedy. And in that system of religion, Islam is the culminating point. Among the Semitic religions, Islam is the fulfillment of the teachings of Moses and Jesus. It is the same religion on different levels. It's not a different religion. If mankind creates variations, creates frills, adornments, this is the nature of man. He is not satisfied with simple, straightforward instructions. This is man. He is complicating things himself. You see, the Jews, if you read the Bible, you read there that prophets after prophets came to them, warning them that they must worship the one and only God that there is. He said, you must worship the Lord God, thy God, who is a jealous God. And he says that I shall have no graven images before me, not even the likeness of the things on earth, or in the heavens above, or in the waters beneath the sea. For my name is jealous, and I am a jealous God. I want nothing before me. You worship me and me alone, direct. I want nothing intermediary in between me and you. Come to me. After prophets, warnings after warnings, they made the golden calf. Didn't they? You hear about the golden calf? Yes, they made the calf. And we laugh. We laugh at the Jews. I said the laugh is on all of us. We are all the same. All we are the same. We are given simple, straightforward instructions, but they're too simple for us. We're too clever for those simple instructions. So we must make inventions. Like we read in the book of Ecclesiastes in the Bible, it says, He, the Lord, had made man upright, but He had sought out many inventions. He has made you simple, straightforward, straight teaching. The Lord God is the one and only God that there is. But you must say, no, He's three in one. Multiplicity you create. Ideas you create. He says He's a spiritual being. He says God is spirit, and that those that worship Him must worship Him in truth and in spirit. Not in form, shape or size. But we must have form, shape and size. You say without that we can't worship Him. He says this is what I want. You say no, I will give you that. This is man. Every man is like that. I can't say that the Muslims are totally exempt from that sickness. We also have sicknesses. But this is the nature of man. We laugh at the Jew, but the laugh is also on us. We are also in the same boat. So they made the golden calf. Jesus Christ comes and teaches His people. Come, so I'll teach you how to pray. He said, pray like this. O our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. He is the Father of everybody. Means He is our Lord, cherisher, creator, sustainer, evolver of everybody. Metaphorically, He is the Father of everybody. But we miss the mark. He said, come, I will teach you how to pray, O our Father. And when He taught them this, Judas was one of them. The Lord God is the father of even Judas, the traitor. He is the father of everybody, the good and the bad. He is the father of everybody spiritually. He is everybody's father. Means He is everybody's creator. But you will find groups and groups of people. They can't see that. This is the father of Jesus Christ. He called Him Abba. Abba means father. That means Jesus is his real father. But He's telling you and me, He says, call Him Abba. You, me, His father. In the Jewish language, there was nothing wrong with that. In His time, it's forbidden. So we don't call Him father. Not because it's a bad word. There's nothing wrong with the word father. But this word father has now got other connotations. Therefore, it's eschewed in Islam. It's an amazing situation that in the Holy Quran, we are given 99 attributes of God. In this book, 99 attributes. Qualities of God. That He is Ar-Rahman. He is Ar-Rahim. One of the verses of the Quran, surahs of the Quran says, Huwa Allahu alladhi la ilaha illahu. He is Allah besides whom there is no other God. Al-Malik, the King. Al-Quddus, the Holy One. As-Salam, the source of peace and perfection. As-Salam. Al-Mu'min, Al-Muhaymin, Al-Aziz, Al-Jabbar, Al-Mutakabbir. Subhanallah amma yushrikun. Huwa Allahu al-Khaliq. He is Khaliq, Al-Bari, Al-Musawwir. Beautiful, beautiful attributes. 99 attributes of God are given in this holy book. He is not 99 gods. These are His qualities. His quality is not to be taken out of Him. And He says, now this is Rahman, this is Rahim God, this is Salam God, this is Quddus God, this is... No. God is Rahman, and He is Rahim, and He is Al-Malik, and He is Quddus, and He is As-Salam, He is Mu'min, He is Muhammad. All these are His qualities. He is not these different persons. These are His attributes. 99. But among these 99 attributes, it's an amazing thing in this list, that Father is not one of them. This is a miracle. That this man, Muhammad, an illiterate man in the desert who didn't know how to read or write, he goes, we know this is given to him by inspiration. But mankind, the outsiders, they say Muhammad wrote the book. I said, all right, he wrote the book, for example. I agree with it. I said, all right, Muhammad wrote the book. So I said, he invented 99 attributes. If he wrote it, he invented them. So you got to agree, he invented them. 99 attributes, he invented them. He said, yes. I said, now you, with all your professorship, you doctor, you lawyer, you professor, come on, you give me some attributes to God. Come on, think. Give me attributes to God. Oh, he is the Father in heaven. I say, he is loving. I say, yes, he's kind. I say, yes, he's just. I say, yes, come on, come on. He's all-knowing. I said, yes. He's omnipotent. I say, yes, come on, come on. You can't go beyond a dozen. You know that? The cleverest of you can't go beyond a dozen. With all your cleverness. Come on, give me, invent them. This man in the desert, he invented 99. With the crowning glory, Allah. But I says, you know, in your list of that dozen, or half a dozen, the Father would be foremost in that half a dozen. You know that? He's always dangling before you. Father in heaven, the Father in heaven. God is love, God is love, God is love. He's being dangled before you, so you'll repeat that. He's the Father in heaven. I say, He's loving. I say, come on, come on. Amazing. This word Father is being dangled before him for 23 years and he never bites it. Consciously or unconsciously, he never takes it. Why? It's a miracle. For 23 years, that word Father, 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 Father in there, and he's hearing about God, the Father, he never takes it. And he goes on creating names as if from nowhere, from fresh air. You believe that? He was getting them from fresh air. All these attributes, 99, and he crowned it with the word Allah. There's a beautiful necklace of pearls, 99 pearls, with the crowning pendant, Allah. But Father is not one of them. And Father is easier in Arabic than Rabb. Ab means Father, and Rabb means Lord, Cherisher, Sustainer, Evolver. He's again and again, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. All praises due to Allah, who is Rabb. He is the Rabb of Al-Alameen. He is the Lord, Cherisher, Sustainer, Evolver of the worlds. He is not Abdul Alameen. Ab is easier than Rabb, but Ab is eschewed. Why? Because people have a certain misunderstanding. The word by itself is good, beautiful. But it has now created other connotations. Jesus is the only begotten Son. Begotten, not made. So he's the Father who begot Jesus. Begetting. So this is out. Allah does not beget. It's lam yalid wa lam yulad. He does not beget and is not begotten. وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ. And there's nothing like unto him. Anything you think or imagine is not him. So, it is the same religion. The teaching of Moses, Jesus and Muhammad. Where new variations creep in, it is the duty of the man of God to clear your thoughts, your understandings, your concept of God. God is one. He is indivisible. He is the one and only. In Judaism, the teaching of Moses, teaching of Jesus, teaching of Muhammad. There is no Trinity in their teachings. This is again creation of man. But we will not go into all this. I would like to give you, since this is the first talk, I don't know really, what aspirations you have, what you want to really know from me. Tomorrow night there is another talk on Christ in Islam here. And the night after tomorrow there is one on Muhammad, or the Prophet of Islam as foretold in the Bible. But there might be a lot of other things that you might want to know. And it might also give an idea that tomorrow night whether I can fit that in, or I can give you solutions to your problems now. And I would like to leave this meeting open for that purpose, instead of carrying on, endlessly, keeping you here for an hour or two. I think rather than that, I give you the opportunity of asking questions on what I've dealt with, or if anything else beside. If it will be covered tomorrow, then I'll tell you so. But if I can help you now, I will help you now with your questions. So with these words, I say, Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very, very grateful for this community in Geneva for creating this opportunity for me to share with you my thoughts on the subject Christianity and Islam, or rather, as I said, Judaism, Christianity and Islam. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.
And I'm sure all of us have enjoyed the outspoken sincerity in every word Brother Deedat said. now the time for questions and answers. I would kindly request you to have one question at a time, by one person at a time.
It's always a question repeating itself between the Christian and the Muslim, the Christianity and Islam, that we say always that Islam is a whole system of life, and the Christian, they said, well, also we have our 10 commandments, and it's also a system of life. So I would like very much our brother Mr. Deedat to explain us the difference between the Islamic system and the Christianity system. Thank you.
As I was saying, you see, there is a relationship, there is a continuity, a continuation in the teachings. There's a relationship between the teaching of Moses, Jesus, and Muhammad. One is a complement to the other, a completion of the other. See, in the time of Jesus Christ, he came to prescribe for the sickness of the Jews. But in the process, this mighty messenger of God, as soon as he opened his mouth, he estranged his people. His people were not happy with his preaching. And he was on the run, so to say. Every time he opened his mouth, the Jews somehow wanted to pick up stones to stone him. And he's running here, running there. A man who is on the run, he has not got the opportunity to give you the whole gamut of religion, to give you all the solutions to your problems. So he did say, before he parted, in the Gospel of St. John, in the Bible, he says, I have yet many things to say unto you, but ye cannot bear them now. Meaning you haven't got that capacity. He's got the knowledge God has given him that can cater for mankind's needs till doomsday, Yawm al-Qiyamah. But the people to whom he was addressing, they were not fit to receive it. So he said, howbeit, when he, the Spirit of truth, is come, he will guide you into all truth. There's somebody coming after him, whom he describes as the Spirit of truth. So when he is come, he will guide you into all truth. For he shall not speak from himself, but what things shall he hear, that shall he speak. And he shall declare unto you the things that are to come. He shall glorify me. Now we say, here it is. He's telling you that somebody else is to come after him to guide mankind into all truth. Means solve all the problems. Solution to all the problems. And we say that that Spirit of truth is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And I'll be dealing with that in detail in the third lecture. I hope you'll bear with me till then, you see. That will be part of the third lecture. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, you had something? Come.
In your lecture, there was one particular point which on which I want to make a question on, a clarification about. And that is that you mentioned that Islam is a culmination of the Semitic religions. As a Muslim, I always understood that Islam is a culmination of all religions, whether it is Semitic or other religions. Because in the Holy Quran itself, Al-Yawma Akmaltu Lakum Dinakum, the concept is this, that all the religions, they evolve eventually into Islam. How could you kindly sort of clarify this point? Thank you.
The question was, if it's not properly taken in by the recorder there, the question was that I had said that Islam is the culmination of the teachings of Moses and Jesus. Whereas we believe, we Muslims, that Islam is the culmination of all religions. It's true. But now, since we were dealing with these three, I said, look, the world can be divided safely into two major groups of religions, Aryan and Semitic, and we left Aryan one side. I said, here is a relationship, even a genetic relationship through ancestry, Father Abraham. We are all going back to Father Abraham. And as such, now there is a very close relationship in the belief in prophethood, in the belief of holy scriptures. All these things, we are so close. So in that relationship, I was showing that Islam is the culmination of these. But, as you quoted rightly, the Quran says, Al-Yawma Akmaltu Lakum Dinakum. That this day I have perfected for you your religion. وَأَتْمَمْتُ عَلَيْكُمْ نِعْمَتِي, and have completed my favors unto you. وَرَضِيتُ لَكُمُ الْإِسْلَامَ دِينًا, and have willed that Islam should be your religion. It is the culmination of all faiths, all religions. But since we are dealing with those three, I use it in that sense. Thank you.
Something that I hear, and I'm not sure of it. You said about the law, one eye for one eye, tooth for tooth. In Islam, it's so quick, and we do not have prison. I want to know, is that right? That if we want to apply Islam in the modern life, we will have imputation, we will have cutting the head. Do we are you going to finish the prison? And for example, if you want to say it's very correct, if you cut a part of the man that the woman hasn't got it, how are you going to do something which would be equal? I'm sorry to give you a very rough example.
It's quite enough. You see, what I was telling you was that a law as given by God through Moses was an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Was that from God? The Christians say yes, the Jews say yes. God gave such a law, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. And the adulterer and the adulteress must be stoned to death. Where is it? It's in the Bible, in the book of Leviticus.
So
if you are a Jew,
like that, sorry to interrupt.
Yes, yes.
It means if someone commits adultery,
yes,
we should have him stoned. But if
Yes.
I'm a Muslim,
Yes.
alhamdulillah.
yes,
But if I have read correctly,
Yes.
I think it is not possible to give this sentence to anyone by any present Islamic Ayatollah or greater than him. Because that man with that woman should be seen at the time of committing this adultery by 4 persons which are fainting up. And I don't know, it's another question and probably I don't want to get
Let's finish one at a time. We'll finish it. Give everybody a chance and you can come back to your other questions.
Thanks a lot.
Yes. You see, I think you are jumping the gun. Look, we were talking about this was the law. Now, for adultery, for example, I said the Old Testament, which the Jews and the Christians accept as the word of God, in it they are told that the adulterer and the adulteress must be stoned to death. So if you're a Jew, I said, look, that's your book. If you're a Christian, I said, that's your book.
I'm a man.
No. I'm just giving an idea. You see? Now, with regards to adultery in Islam, that law is there that you need 4 witnesses. And if 4 persons testify that they saw the man and the woman committing adultery, and in their evidence if they contradict one another, they will all get 80 lashes each.
Okay.
Right. So we would like to see which guy is prepared to come forward, even if he has seen it, to say, look, I saw. And the man and the woman who is so brazen that 4 people can come along and watch you doing what you are doing like dogs and pigs, and you allow them to see you, in a place, you want to go and do things like that, then you deserve what is going to come to you.
Yes.
But the law is so strict. How many people are stoned to death or punished for this? How many? I can't imagine. I think except for one in the early days of Islam, for 1400 years, I can't imagine another man and a woman being stoned to death for adultery. Because it's so strict, it's right. 4 witnesses. And the witnesses must tally in their evidence. And if they don't tally, they get 80 lashes. You don't just get off scot-free for, what you're besmirching the character of the woman and the man. You deserve 80 lashes. And if you get 80 lashes and your brother gets 80 lashes, I'd like to see anybody else coming forward, even if he has seen it, to say, look, I saw.
Okay. It's not answered my question.
Now, next, did somebody else? The chairman had said, 1 question at a time per person. You might not have heard it.
Can you put off
I'm talking on behalf of my wife as well. So
No.
no. I don't want to ask you about this one only.
No, let's stand by principles. Look, principles.
Yes.
Give somebody else a chance, and somebody else, he said, then we come back to you. You will have your chance.
Thanks a lot.
Yes. So you don't have a chance.
Yeah.
So you'll also have a chance to.
My answer is not.
You'll have a breather. You'll have a time to think also. Yes. Who's the next?